Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So going to have a look at what's going on with the Mythical Marketplace and how it's playing in terms of the Mythical blockchain as well. So we're basically looking at the the apps or the user interface, and then looking at sort of downstream of that, how that's reflected on the Block Explorer for the Mythical blockchain. A bunch of stuff going on the Mythical blockchain, which we'll look at. Mainly one main app at the moment, one main game, NFL Rivals. So that's a mobile game, obviously American football game, license-based game, has a lot of these players. So basically, you're playing the game. When you start off the game, you don't really have any NFTs, and over time you can buy NFTs. You have, obviously, they're all players, different sort of categories. There's also a few other things. There's blueprints. That's a way of leveling up players, so they are also player based. You need to match the blueprint to the player. Also have these things, squad helmets, which we won't go into at the moment. They're more like badges or sort of like team PFPs or something like that. So there's a whole bunch of these sort of things. As you'll see here, they're priced in this token called, which is the Mythical token, the Myth token. So this Bill's helmet is 265 Myth tokens, which is currently $71.75. So these prices are all set by other people. So when it comes at least to the players and the blueprints, people are buying these in the mobile app, available through Apple App Store and Google Play Store. They're buying those using in-app purchase, using Apple or Google Play. Then they're having these NFTs, and if they want to, they can go and sell them in the marketplace. So they're setting the price for these. This is a peer-to-peer marketplace. So let's go and have a look at the Block Explorer, which is sort of the interesting bit of it. So the Block Explorer, this is like any blockchain will have a Block Explorer, at least any public blockchain. And using this, you can sort of see what's going on. This is the official Block Explorer. You could potentially, if you were clever, take this data and do other things with it. I don't know if people like June Analytics are looking to do that yet, but anyway, we can see it's going to keep refreshing because obviously blocks are going through. We can see all that sort of stuff. So we can see since the main net went live, there's been over 24 million transactions. There's 334 tokens, which we can think of sort of as NFTs. Obviously, there's multiple versions of singular NFTs. There are 445 contracts. These are smart contracts. At the moment, this chain is just used by Mythical Games, so this is not something anyone can just rock up to and sort of start minting NFTs on. This is basically used for Mythical control it, so it's sort of permissioned blockchain. They're running their games on it, and marketplaces and that sort of stuff. And we have almost just over a quarter of a million active wallets. In terms of the wallets, these are all custodial wallets. They are created for you when you start playing one of those games. You can't create one yourself. You can't own the private keys. This is all controlled by Mythical. So let's have a look back over the last year and see what's going on. So had a peak of 4 million transactions in April last year. We're up to about 3.6 million in August. This is the last day of August. So it's sort of going up and down. I guess the interesting bit is since June, July is higher than June and August is higher than July. So this is when NFL Rivals went live, and also Nitro Nation, one of their racing games, has also just gone live, although that's sort of in the very early stages. So those are the games that are sort of have gone live. So I would sort of expect to see some modest increase, obviously depending on how many people are playing those games. Not all the people playing NFL Rivals are going to be interacting with the blockchain. That's just the NFT side of things, so the vast majority of activity won't be affected on the blockchain. But if that game sort of gets successful, we would expect to see this rising. So this is sort of probably what I would expect at this moment in time. The other interesting bit to see is you can see the bar chart is in green. It's actually a tiny bit of red, which you can't see because that's people adding new contracts, which is pretty small. But then also there's this transfer, which is in blue. And basically the contract calls are people interacting with the smart contract, creating NFTs. And then the blue bit is people transferring already created NFTs between themselves, so basically trading. So the blue bar we're seeing increasing is actually activity on the Mythical blockchain or the Mythical marketplace. So people buying the NFL Rivals NFTs that other people have been selling. So we'd expect that to be going up as well. So that's sort of what I would sort of expect. We'd expect the overall size of the bar chart to go up, but also we'd expect the blue proportion to be going up faster than the green proportion. At least that would be what I would expect. We will wait and see how that goes on. Also worth looking at the last 30 days. So again, we can sort of see here that on the 24th of August there was a change, and indeed that was when the ability to buy NFTs within the mobile app went live. So sorry, to buy NFTs directly from the marketplace. So basically the marketplace was integrated into the mobile app, so people could buy NFTs from the marketplace within the app without going to the marketplace. So we would expect to see like a small uptick of activity, but the idea here is that the blue proportion of that bar chart is increasing because people now are not having to go to a marketplace. They're just doing it within the app, and they're using in-app purchase to do that. Obviously, these NFTs are more expensive, so it's not really ideal, but it's much easier to do, certainly for people who don't know about blockchain. So again, this is something we expect to see over time. We expect to see these bar charts getting much bigger, and the blue proportion to be getting bigger quickly. So we can look at what's going on in terms of the most active contracts. So in fact, the biggest app on the Mythical blockchain is DMarket. So DMarket is actually mainly a CSGO skins trading marketplace. It's been around for a couple of years. Mythical bought them about a year ago, and have integrated them. So basically, most of the activity is nothing to do with games. It's people trading CSGO skins, which have been sort of NFTized. We might go into all that sort of stuff. There's a whole bunch of other sort of contracts we can see here. Some of these we obviously don't know, just giving us the address. I don't know what those do. I have to look into that. But we can see here a whole bunch of these other ones. So these are the first contracts for NFL Rivals when they didn't know who the names of the players were. So they just created them as draft pick number 22, draft pick number 29. So these are player numbers, and as we see now, the contracts have players' names on. But we can see how many transactions each smart contract has accumulated. So we can see there's 6,257 NFTs on draft pick 22. This is the NFT total for these. So again, we can see the contracts. So these are the contracts now listed as they're being used. So a lot of these ones, I don't know what these ones are. DMarket is obviously going to be a lot of these sort of stuff. Rivals helmets, where's he gone? So this one here, this helmet thing. Obviously that one's just been someone's just done something there. Maybe, I'm not sure if they've minted. Anything else can we see? No, that's boring. Okay, let's have a quick see if we can find something that's a bit more interesting. So here we can see kickoff 2023 Laken Tomlinson. So this is Laken Tomlinson is a player. Kickoff 2023 is the season. So that's the new season. That's the current season of the game. We can see there's 1,549 of those, and someone has just minted one of those characters. And I think there's so the double up there. One of these is when you mint one of these, you get the NFT, and you also get the blueprint. So that's one of the packs in the game that you buy, and you basically get a NFT, and you get the ability, the sort of level up material really as well. Here's another one gone through. So these are transfers? Yeah, I think so. No, they're not. These are minting ones, right? Okay. So looking at the tokens. So this is looking at all the this is all the NFTs that have been used most recently. So we can see some of them say draft pick. Some of them, the most recent ones, have the names on them. We can see, as we saw there, that Rival Helmets one. If there was any Nitro Nations, the racing car game, if we saw any of that usage going through, that would be shown up here. Events, don't need to look at that. And then this is sort of interesting. So this is the transactions going through. So we can see here, if we knew what these were, this is a contract call. It's calling this contract. This is the hash of the contract, and it's going from this account to this account. And the value in this case it's not in fact 0. It will be something, because there'll be a gas cost involved. This one here is 7.52 myths. So it looks like this is someone's maybe minting something or buying something, so we can sort of get an idea of what's going on there. We can look at that in a bit more detail. I sort of pulled this one up actually, this account. So we can see this is an account. So this is a game account. We can see it has a balance of 3 myth tokens, so pretty small, and we can sort of see what's been going on here. So actually we can see this account here has a whole bunch of NFTs. So they have some of these new kickoff 2013 NFTs. They have this Rivals Rewind one, which is an older one. We have the Shakers 2023, so that's a different sort of not quite a season, but a different sort of a set of players. And also we have this Spiker is one of the cars on the NFL Rivals. So we can see there's only 11 of those cars and a spark plug. That's again another material for that game, and so yeah, some other stuff going on there. This is NFL Rivals stuff, and again more of the NFL Rivals and Nitro Nation stuff. And so if we look at the transactions, we can see what's been going on. So there's been a contract call, and this was in fact a marketplace purchase. So it was so we see the prices of these things 7, 10, 13, and basically this is the sort of transfer of the sort of money between different sort of wallets, and I think also the gas fee going through there. So we can sort of see these are people sort of buying stuff on the marketplace, and we can sort of follow the trail as you would do on any sort of block explorer if we wanted to go into that detail. And then here we have the final thing is the block. So we see these things going through. So it's pretty fast blockchain. So just a couple of seconds per block. Not being massively used at the moment. I'm not quite sure how many transactions you would fit in a block. Occasionally you see a block going through without any transactions in. 10 looks like the biggest, but yeah. And now we can just see that the block explorer is linked to the block. So there's the latest block that's gone through, and that's been indexed as well, or there's one behind. So yeah, so it's sort of interesting. Early days, as I say, but it is interesting. I think this is one of the fascinating things about blockchain is obviously you have transparency of data, and when you know, certainly in this sort of case, when there's only a couple of applications or a couple of games that are using it, you can sort of get some quite interesting data, I think, about how many people are using those apps, particularly in this case, because on Ethereum, anyone, one person can have 1,000 wallets. They can just make loads of wallets. In this case, one game player is pretty guaranteed to be one wallet. Not exactly, but pretty much so. So there we go. So I hope that was interesting. I'll be keeping an eye on what's going on with the Mythical blockchain, and seeing if the success of the games, as we hope will be in future, see how that is reflected in the activity on the blockchain. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you again soon.